You don't have to have this huge list of accomplishments of 2022 in order to be proud of yourself. What have you done internally that you're proud of this year? This year has been a lot of mistakes and a lot of failures and a lot of learning. Happy 2023, you guys. Welcome back to this week's video. I've got my coffee. I just took a spoonful of honey to hopefully help my throat get through this. But if you're new here, hello, my name is Emma. I'm so grateful that you're here. I make faith and motherhood and lifestyle content, and I would just love to have you. If you are not new here, welcome back. Happy New Year, friends. We made it to 2023. This video is going to be very casual, cozy, just gonna sit down with my coffee, with my journal, and talk with you. So grab a cup of coffee, get comfortable, and let's chat. As everybody does when the new year approaches, I feel like I've just been in reflection mode the last couple of weeks. I went ahead and journaled and really reflected and prayed on this because it's really easy to sit down and make a quick list of things I want to get done this year that I've probably written down 100 times before and never done. But I like to really use this time and take it pretty seriously and really reflect on what ways did I grow this year? What things am I proud of that I did this year or that I learned this year? And instead of coming up with a list of things to accomplish next year, I want to focus more on what ways do I want to grow next year? What things do I want to do to take care of myself better this year? How can I serve others better this year? How can I strengthen my faith this year? I just feel like this is way more purposeful. Just putting that out there. Let's open up my handy dandy journal. Isn't it so cute? I got it so long ago. I'm one of those people that has like 100 journals that are like a third of the way full. So let's talk about 2022. First of all, I would love to hear in the comments what your word was for last year and what your word is going to be this year if you do a word of the year. Or I would just love to hear what's one thing that you learned in 2022 or one way that you grew. I just think it's so inspiring and so cool that we all are on such different journeys. Even though we all lived the same year, like we all came out with such different experiences and different lessons. So I would love to hear what's one lesson that you learned this year. My word for 2022 was grace. Looking back at January me, I was fresh postpartum. I was a brand new mom. I knew that I was gonna have to give myself a lot of grace this year, and I definitely did. If I could pick a different word to describe this year for me, I think it would be transform, because I have never had a more transformative year in my whole life. I am such a different person than I was a year ago. It's insane. I know that that's with like every year. Of course you're different every year, but like so many things in my life and in me personally are vastly different than they were just 1 year ago. It's insane. And I just had no idea what was coming and how much transformation would take place. Here are my goals. I'm just going to read them really quick. I wanted to save for a house, which we did. I wanted to pay off debt, which we did. I wanted to be more intentional with my time and with YouTube. I feel like in certain seasons I did, and then in certain seasons I still struggle with this. Not rush through life and be more patient. I have really been working on this year, especially with having Jordan, and I talked a little bit about this in my video that I uploaded on Jordan's first birthday about what I've learned this year in motherhood. And one of the biggest things is to stop rushing through things and just having like a tangible thing to look at this year that has showed me how fast time goes, has really made me value time and be more patient and just enjoy the exact moment that I'm in right now. So I feel like that's something that I've really done this year. My next goal was to prioritize my marriage. Again, certain times of this year I feel like I did a pretty good job at that, and then other times I feel like kind of took the back burner. This is definitely something I want to continue to work on this year. Stop overthinking social media. I think I stopped overthinking it in the fact that like I vastly changed my whole platform. Again, just transforming. I, at the beginning of the year, had no intention to change my social medias. I actually wrote it as a goal to keep my social media teaching related. I didn't want my focus to be about Jordan, but I do think I did that. Really stuck with my goal of never sharing her face and trying not to make this like a channel all about Jordan. Like I talk about her, but I don't show her, and this is not a Jordan channel. But if I looked at myself now 1 year ago and what my content is, I think I would be really surprised that I haven't vlogged this whole school year and that I literally don't talk about teaching anymore. It has been so wonderful and such a weight lifted for me, and I like my job significantly more when I'm not vlogging it all the time. It's also been really hard to not overthink it though, because with that, of course, comes people that are upset about it. I have never been happier with the content that I've created, yet I have never lost so many followers and subscribers and had so little views on my videos. I have had the worst engagement. I've lost so many followers lately, and it's so discouraging sometimes, especially because I am so happy with what I'm creating that it just kind of feels like it's not making sense to me. Because when I was giving very minimal effort to my videos, I got so many views, I got subscribers, like it was easy to get subscribers. And now that I'm like putting so much thought and so much effort and like pouring my heart into everything I'm posting, I'm losing people every time I post. And it's so hard to not overthink that and not take it personally. Not to cut ahead to my goals for next year, but that's definitely something I need to like work on next year, is to stop taking it personally. And if this is what I feel like I'm supposed to do, and it is, then just do it. And like, who cares? Because realistically, I am like shaping and molding the people that watch me to be the right people, not the people who are just here to get like teaching ideas, because that's not the people I want here anymore anyway. Anyways, that's just something I never anticipated going through in 2022, but I really feel like it was very purposeful. And I'm excited to see where I am in a year of like creating what I love. Anyways, I did not mean to get on that little tangent, but my last goal was to break my social media addiction. I deleted TikTok for several months this year, and I feel like I need to do it again because that was so good for me. It's just so easy sometimes to get sucked in, so I need to work on that. Okay, so things that I actually accomplished. We bought our house this year and we've made it a home. I did like a mid-year reset in June. I'll link it above, but I was rewatching that video to prep for this. And I was talking about in that video how one of my goals for the last half of 2022 was to keep saving for a home and get pre-approved and just be ready and be patient. It's crazy how quickly everything happened and how we're in this house, and I just love our home and I'm so grateful for it. I'm so sorry if my voice is bothering you. It's really bothering me as well, but I really want to film this video. Sorry. Oh, another thing we did this year is we found a church home, which I'm so excited about, and we found friends there, like people our age that also have children. That has just been such a blessing. I won't go into our whole church story, but it's been a journey ever since we got married 4 years ago to find a church that we like, that also has community, that also has things that as Jordan grows up, like she can have friends, and it's just been a journey. And I feel like finally, at 4 years of marriage, we have found somewhere. And this is my favorite section, and I wrote down and tried to reflect on all the ways that I grew this year. And I highly recommend, if you are creating a list of resolutions or goals or whatever for the next year, I highly encourage you to reflect on 2022 and come up with ways that you grew, lessons that you learned, and things that you're proud of. Because it's so easy to look at a list and say, oh, I didn't do that this year. I didn't break my addiction to social media. I didn't work out every day this year. I didn't do this and this and this. But you've got to give yourself more credit. I want you to think about all of the things that you survived this year. What hardships did you face? Because everybody has faced hardships. Because like I said, this year was so transforming for me. But how do you transform? You go through hard stuff. That's just how it happens. I went through so much hard stuff this year. However, I am so much better of a human than I was a year ago. I am so different. I am so proud of the things that I've gone through. So I highly encourage you to do the same. What hardships did you face? But like, how are you better because of it? What did you get through? What did you survive? What are you proud of that you did this year? Or even proud of that you changed this year, like lessons that you've learned. You don't have to have this huge list of accomplishments of 2022 in order to be proud of yourself. What have you done internally that you're proud of this year? I would love to hear it, and I highly encourage you to sit and actually reflect on that and journal on that. So, some things that I'm proud of this year. I created consistent time for God. I grew up as a Christian. I know the importance of spending daily time with the Lord, but when you get to be a teenager and a young adult and life gets crazy, it's just really easy for that to take the back burner, and it has for a very long time. And I feel like this year I really prioritized my relationship with God more than I have in a very long time. It has made such a difference in every aspect of my life. Another thing that I'm proud of is how I have opened up about that and opened up about my faith here on social media, because like I said, I've always been a Christian, but I didn't ever talk about it, and it has been so freeing and so wonderful for me to share that part of my life with the internet. And it's scary, and I lose followers because of it, and I get DMs because of it, and I know that's not everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. I'm not trying to like baptize you, like it's fine. I'm just sharing how I feel, but that's been really scary, and I'm really proud of myself for doing it, and for, I don't know, it just feels really good and feels like what I'm supposed to be doing. This is one of my biggest accomplishments this year. I went to therapy this year, and I have talked about this over and over, so I won't talk about it anymore, but I have needed therapy for years, and I am just really proud that I went, even though I was kind of forced by Michael. I'm proud that I went. I'm proud that I took it seriously, because I am so much better because of it. And then the last thing is I learned so much about motherhood. Again, I'm not going to go into it because I filmed a whole video on what I've learned in motherhood, and I will link it, but I'm just really proud of like the mom that I am today, because again, how do you become who you want to be? You go through hard times, you fail, you make mistakes, and then you learn from that. And this year has been a lot of mistakes and a lot of failures and a lot of learning. So that's 2022. Here's 2023. As I was praying and reflecting on this year, I feel like right now, my word of the year is joy. It's just what I felt pulled to write, so that's what I'm doing. Here are my goals for the next coming year. My financial goals, we really want to invest this year. I want to open up a Roth IRA. I want to make investments. We've been really good the last couple years about saving, but now I feel like the next step is investing. I would love to meet with a financial planner. I would love to save to buy Michael a car in cash. His car is fine, but I just know it's gonna die in the next couple of years, and I would love to have the money and savings when that happens to just go buy him a new car. Career goals, this is this YouTube and teaching as well. So for YouTube, I really want to continue to share my faith using my platform, and just continuing to be proud of what I'm creating and stop caring about the numbers. And teaching wise, I need to renew my teaching license this year. Also, I'm really praying about next year. I've told you guys I'm just taking it 1 year at a time, and I'm still taking it 1 year at a time. So on my list, I wrote to make an informed and confident decision about next year, and then just make the best of it. Whether I choose to stay, whether I choose to stay home, I just want to have full confidence in whatever I decide. I want to pray about it. I want to feel like that's what the Lord wants me to do. And then once I decide it, I'm going to stick with it. I'm not going to, go back and forth or regret my decision. Like, I really want full faith and confidence in either or, if that makes sense. Personal goals. I want to build community. The next goal is a big one for both Michael and I. We would love to host regularly at our house. That was a big factor in the house that we chose, because we knew we wanted to be the people that hosted. We hosted Thanksgiving this year. We hosted both Christmases. We hosted Jordan's birthday. It was a lot, but we loved it because we've just never lived in a place that we could host. We've always lived in little shoeboxes, and we've just desired having people over, cooking them a meal. And I would love to be brave and like host things at our house and like invite everybody over for dinner. And that's just so outside of my comfort zone, but it's so valuable. So that's something that Michael and I both really want to do this year. I want to spend time with the Lord every single day, be quick to listen and slow to speak. I am really working on this one. Another big one, do more things that make me uncomfortable. This is pretty broad. Like I said, even just hosting, like inviting people over for dinner makes me so uncomfortable. Our family, not a problem. We will host everything for our family. But when it's like friends or like people you don't know super well yet, it makes my heart start to skip a beat. I don't know why. That's just something that makes me uncomfortable. Just social situations, truthfully, make me super uncomfortable. Even though I never regret it, I always enjoy it. It just makes me so anxious. It's always so rewarding. So I want to do more things that make me uncomfortable this year. I want to love myself better. I just need to work on being kinder to myself. And part of that is working on eating healthier, working on being more active and working out more. It's more about like how I feel and like taking care of myself and loving myself enough to value health. That's a big goal of mine, but I feel like if I write love myself better, I'm more apt to like do those things. But if I write down like work out 4 times a week, I'm probably not gonna do that. I don't know, I'm stubborn. And then the last goal is we're gonna go on our first family vacation this year. I'm so excited. We're going to Chicago in the summer. I'm a little bit nervous. It's again something that makes me uncomfortable. I'm a homebody. I like to stay home. It's easier. I know what to expect. I don't have to pack a bunch of stuff. I don't have to drive, but I am really excited to go on a vacation. This will be our first vacation as a family of 3, and I'm so excited about it. Those are my goals for next year. Again, I would really love to hear what your goals are for this coming year, and I also would love to hear how did you grow this past year? What are some things that you learned? And just thank you for sticking with me this year, whether you are a new subscriber or you've been here from the beginning. A lot of my YouTube journey this year has been figuring out what the heck I want to do, what I want to create, how I want to approach all of this, and you've kind of watched me go through that. And I know that there are those of you that literally watch anything I post and you comment on every video and you send me the kindest DMs on Instagram, and like that's what matters. And I just have to say thank you. If you are one of those people, I see you and I am so grateful for you. I hope that your holiday season is going so well, and if it's a rough season or 22 was a rough year for you, and then I pray that 2023 is a year full of joy for you. Again, even if it was a hard year, I just challenge you to think about the ways that you grew this year, the things that you learned through those hardships and the lessons that you were taught and how you have grown, and be proud of yourself for making it through all of the hard days this year. Hope you have a wonderful New Year's. I hope that you feel inspired and motivated and encouraged today as you start your new year. Make sure that you subscribe before you go. Next week, I'm going to upload a reset of like my space. This was more of a reset of like my mindset. Next week's video is more resetting my environment, my home, my space, organizing, decluttering. I'm really excited for that video. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. Thank you so much for watching and for being here. And I will see you guys next time. Bye, friends.